We've just animated the Beaker 2 object along the path. Now we want to modify that animation along the path. If you're following along, continue with the file that we currently have open. If not, click on the Application button, Open. In the Open File dialog, navigate to the Chapter 8 Datasets directory and click on the file name Chapter 8 Animation 04.max. Make sure you have the Beaker 2 object selected. We've just animated this object along a path. If you drag the frame slider, you'll see the animation of the Beaker 2 along its path. We want to control the velocity of the beaker along this path with some degree of precision. So we're going to learn to apply an ease curve. Now, in order to do that, we need to open a new dialog called the Curve Editor. Select the Graph Editors menu from the main menu. Then click the Track View Curve Editor option from the menu dropdown. The Track View Curve Editor is a graphical representation of animation on selected objects. If we click and drag the hierarchy list up, we can see that the Beaker 2 object is the selected object, and I'm looking at the percent of travel along the object's path. The path constraint handled all of the assignment of the controllers for this object. However, we don't want to adjust this particular curve. We want to superimpose an ease curve so that we can make some adjustments on top of this curve. This will give us an additional level of control and allow us to graphically control the velocity of our object. Here in the Curve Editing dialog, we have a menu option called Curves. Click to select the Curves menu and choose the Apply Ease Curve option. When you click on it, you won't see much happen. However, if you look closely in the hierarchy, to the left of the percent option, there's a plus sign that wasn't there before. Expand that plus sign and expand just the ease curve option by clicking on it. This is a copy of the underlying animation that we can now adjust in order to make changes to the velocity of our object. Let's add a keyframe to the curve line. We currently have one key in the middle and one key at each end. These keys are automatically created. Click on the Add Keys button in the toolbar and click on the path around frame 20 to add a new keyframe. Remember, the horizontal line is time, and in this case the vertical line is equal to percent. Now in the Curve Editor toolbar, click on the Move Keys button. This will allow us to click and drag our keys around. Select a new key that we created and move it up. This changes our curve. Where the curve slopes upward to the right, our object will have forward motion. The steeper the curve, the faster the object moves. Where the curve flattens out to horizontal, the object will stop or slow down dramatically if there's still a slight incline to the curve. So we see here it starts out very quickly, slows almost to a stop, then starts out and picks up speed until the end of the animation. In order to see this, you may have to move the dialog a little bit. Click the Play Animation button. You'll see that we have changed the velocity of the beaker. Stop the animation and move the keyframe up a little bit further so that it's higher than the third keyframe. When the curve slopes down to the right, the object will go backward along the path. Go ahead and play the animation again. Now you can see there's a little bit of a backup in the animation of the second beaker. Go ahead and stop the animation. By controlling the curvature of the ease curves, we're superimposing changes over the velocity of Beaker 2 as it travels along the path. A good thing to do is take some time and play with the ease curve. And if you mess it up, it's not a problem because you can always delete it and add a fresh ease curve. Go ahead and press Ctrl S to save the file.